July 21st, 2022 Daily Bread. Passage Hebrews chapter 12 verses 1 through verses 13. Key verse 11. Title: As a Father Disciplines His Children. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you would not grow weary and lose heart. In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood. And have you completely forgotten this word of encouragement that addresses you as a father addresses his son? It says, "My son, do not make light of the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you. Because the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastens everyone he accepts as his son. Endure hardships as discipline. God is treating you as his children, for what children are not disciplined by their father? If you are not disciplined, and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are not legitimate, not true sons and daughters at all. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of spirits and live? They disciplined us for a little while as they thought best, but God disciplines us for our good, in order that we may share in his holiness. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. Therefore, strengthen your feeble arms and weak knees. Make level paths for your feet, so that the lame may not be disabled, but rather healed. Daily Bread Message. We have been reminded of forefathers who lived by faith in chapter 11. They pleased God and saw the great work of God as they were part of it by faith. Now, Jesus is the greatest example among them all, who bore the cross and shame. Jesus willingly obeyed God. He became a great example of not being discouraged by the persecution of the world. Verse 2. God is in control. Why should we suffer? The author reminds us that God lets us go through hardships as discipline. Verse 5. A father disciplines his children with all his wisdom to raise them to be competent adults. God also disciplines his children. Verse 7. No discipline feels pleasant at the moment, but through discipline, we come to understand God's heart and share in his holiness. Verse 10. We come to realize our hope is in the kingdom of God better and come to trust in God's love fully. The purpose of discipline is not to hurt the child, but to help him become stronger. Verse 13. Prayer. Father, thank you for reminding me of your discipline of love. I often feel discouraged when I see your people go through hardship. Please help me to have spiritual eyes to pray for them and encourage them to fight the good fight in your name. Help me to take your discipline with the attitude of a trusting child being taught by his father to grow spiritual muscle and be useful in your work. One word, God's discipline helps us grow.